My name is Dr. Victor Zuckerman, and I am the physician mentioned by Sharon Bialik in regards to the Herman Cain matter. I'm here to shed light on whether or not Mr. Cain did indeed, in fact, know Sharon. I am a pediatrician. I am also a registered Republican. No party or candidate from any organization has contacted me. I have made no contributions to any candidate, nor have I endorsed any person for the office of president. I have not sought, nor have I received any remuneration for this statement. I submit the following information for your consideration to help clarify Sharon Bialik's involvement with Mr. Cain. Sharon and I met in Chicago while I was going through a divorce, but living separate and apart from my wife at the time. Sharon was not the cause of the divorce, nor was any other woman. While we dated, Sharon was recruited to join the Educational Foundation of the National Restaurant Association, NRA. She was in their fundraising arm. In the spring of 1997, she was involved in a program for the NRA to help recruit young people into the industry. During the National Restaurant Association convention in Chicago, Sharon indeed did meet and spend time with Mr. Cain. Mr. Cain was the keynote speaker at the event. Her job required that she be present at all functions during the week. I remember Sharon saying that she and Mr. Cain had been at many of the same events during that week. I also recall Sharon telling me that at these events, she was seated next to him both at a luncheon where he was a keynote speaker and at a dinner at Marche Restaurant in Chicago. She also told me she had opportunity to speak at him at length on both occasions. Because of this, she was eager for me to meet him as well. She told me I needed to meet this man of wit, of warmth, and great public speaking abilities. On the last night of the conference, Sharon introduced me to Mr. Cain. Mr. Cain invited Sharon and I to an exclusive after party. It was held in a suite in the Chicago hotel where the main event occurred. There had been almost 1,000 people at the final dinner, but only 50 to 100 were invited to the after party. At that party, Mr. Cain engaged both of us in conversation. What struck a chord with me was that he had told me about his new gospel album. This was 1997, and indeed he released Sunday Morning in 1996. Now, I do not follow this music genre, but to this day I remember how impressed I was by this accomplishment. A few weeks later, Sharon was discharged from her job at the Educational Foundation of the NRA. I suggested that she contact Mr. Cain to see if he could help her get other employment. I made this suggestion because of the positive interaction and the cordial conversation the three of us had during the conference. Ms. Bialik was able to set up this meeting with Mr. Cain. Since Sharon was now unemployed, I paid for the transportation and hotel in Washington at the Capitol Hilton. This hotel was chosen because the Restaurant Association offices were located in Washington, D.C. I did not upgrade her suite. She had indicated in previous interviews her account of what happened in D.C. I can confirm that when she returned, she was upset. She said that something had happened and that Mr. Cain had touched her in an inappropriate manner. She said she handled it and didn't want to talk about it any further. I respected her request, and this issue was never brought up until recently. Sharon and I stopped dating a few months after her return from that trip to D.C. We have, however, remained friends through all these years. Sharon helped me through the heartbreak of a divorce. We decided we were better friends than a couple. We have called each other at least every few months as we've passed through these years. Let me now flash forward. When Mr. Cain came to the national spotlight, we reminded each other that this was the man we had met so many years earlier. A few weeks later, the news reported that there had been sexual harassment allegations by 2 female NRA employees against Herman Cain while he was the president of the NRA. I remembered that Sharon had had a bad experience with him and called her to ask her if she was one of the accusers. She said no, but also added that based on her experience, such accusations didn't surprise her. Sharon became livid as she heard Mr. Cain's denial of sexual harassment. She felt she had to respond to these denials by going public with her experience. I suggested that if she was going to speak out, she should contact Gloria Allred. I have watched Gloria over the years stand alongside women who felt wronged by men of money and power or celebrity. I have seen Gloria empower women to have a stronger voice. Sharon did make that call. Gloria agreed to use her expertise as an advocate for women to help Sharon. Sharon and Gloria are 2 strong women trying to add a voice for those who can't speak or won't speak for themselves. Gloria received no payment for representing Ms. Bialik, nor has she asked for any. A question that has been asked is, why did Sharon wait so many years to come forward? Like many women in the workplace, she quietly endured what she felt was a sexual assault. However, now Mr. Cain is running for the most powerful position in the world. The public has a right to know this information to help them make an informed decision. Finally, I want to get ahead of any parties who feel the need to discredit me. I have not been accused nor ever committed a crime. I have no malpractice suits against me. I have never had any disciplinary actions taken against me. I am a board-certified pediatrician and have been for over 25 years. For most of that time, I practiced in Bloomingdale, Illinois. I do acknowledge that although I once had a booming medical practice in Illinois, due to many economic factors including decreased reimbursement, high malpractice costs, increasing health insurance costs for my employees, and competition by newly formed alliances, a crashing stock market, and decreasing real estate values, I had to file a Chapter 11 reorganization bankruptcy. However, the payment plan has been approved and all my payments are current. I currently work in Louisiana as a pediatrician for a great company that provides pediatric care to a mostly minority, underserved population. I love my job, my staff, my patients, and the company I work for. I would appreciate that all calls to my office stop completely, as it is interfering with my ability to care for my patients. Please feel free to contact Gloria if you have any questions. Again, I emphasize that I am not making a political statement. I am speaking as a private citizen and not on behalf of my employer or as a representative of any other person or organization. I hope this information that I have provided will aid the public in evaluating the statements previously made by Mr. Cain and Ms. Bialik.